Hey, Derwin.
How you doing, bro?
Uh, Good. Just curious, I mean, how weird has this off season been, obviously, with everything going on? How challenging has it been to get your workouts in, and just how different has the whole process been for you?
Yeah, it's been very different, man. Things have not been going like how you plan them to go for a normal off season, but you have to adjust. And I'm finding new ways to train, and new ways to do meetings, new ways to do interviews. So it's just something different, and I feel like we are getting some out of this.
You guys obviously added a pretty big piece to the defense in the draft, trading up to get Kenneth Murray. Just curious if you've seen him play at all, what you think about his game. If you have seen him play, what do you think he'll bring to the defense?
I was excited. I think he's a dog. I watched some of his film, and I feel like sideline to sideline, he just makes plays across the field that just jumps out at you, and I feel like he's gonna make an immediate impact.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, Fernando Ramirez.
Hey, Derwin. So can you talk a little bit more about your training regimen, what it kind of has been this off season, and kind of some of the things that you're doing and where you're working out?
So a lot has been, at home. I got a lot of my weights set up at home, and I got also where I go to this field and do my field works. But a lot of it has been like band work and just different methods of different training. A lot, not like the normal training, but I've been able to get good work out of it.
Next up, Lindsay Theory.
Hey, Derwin. What was your reaction when you guys added Chris Harris to your secondary? And what do you think the potential is for that group this year?
I was excited. I know Chris. I knew of Chris before we traded for him, so I always thought that he was a great player, and I feel like he still has a lot in the tank, and I feel like just adding him will allow the defense to be very multiple, and I feel like he's a guy that you can move all over in the slot and outside, so I feel like he's going to be a good addition to our secondary.
And just your secondary as a whole, I mean, there's been some chatter about you guys being, at this point, one of the best groups in the NFL. I mean, do you think that's accurate and fair to say?
No, I don't. I feel like it's just all on paper. I feel like we got to go out there until we go out there and show that we are the best secondary. I feel like it's just on paper. So right now it looks good, but we got to go out there and perform.
All right, over to Dennis Freeman.
How you doing, Derwin?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Can you talk about anything specific you've done as far as working out, and how do you feel as compared to last year at this point?
I feel very strong right now, especially my lower body. I feel like I got a lot of strength, just from overcoming the injury last season, not being able to do stuff for months, it kind of let my legs go down, but just getting them back to form, and I feel like I'm getting in tip-top shape. So I feel like workout's been going good, and I'm getting great work every day.
Pablo Osuna, over to you.
What's up, Derwin? Last time
What's up, man?
you was Super Bowl week, different times, different world. That was a party, lots of people, and now all of a sudden, all that gets taken away. You're at home, locked down. How is your mindset, Derwin? How are you feeling? What have you done to keep that spirit and that smile and that energy that you always have up?
I really love Madden, and I thought I really loved it as much, because I'm a normal guy that every day that's what I do. I play Madden, watch film, and just work out. But it's like now that I don't have a choice where I can leave the house, it's kind of different, and I'm just kind of adjusting to it. And like I said, it's just a time that I'm just learning new things about myself, and I'm just continuing to grow, man. And I can't wait till this next upcoming season, ready to get out the house.
Yeah, I talked to Chris Harris Jr., and he said one of the reasons he chose the Chargers is to play alongside you in that secondary, and he mentioned you specifically. What more can you say about Chris Harris Jr.?
I feel like he's a dog, man. I feel like his tape speaks for itself. He's a guy that has a Super Bowl on his resume. So I feel like he's a vet, and man, it's a lot that you can learn from a guy like that, especially with me being young. And I feel like I'm gonna just pick his brain, and I feel like we're gonna be good teammates.
Last one for me, Derwin. When you played at FSU, you had 80,000 people, packed stadium. This season, you might have 0 people when you look up to the stands. What are your thoughts? Would it change your game at all? How strange would it be to play in a brand new stadium with nobody in the stands?
Man, I play this game to play football, man. I started off in the yard. It wasn't nobody watching me playing growing up. So I feel like, man, I just really want to play football. no matter who's out there watching, I know I just want to be out there playing.
You're the man, Derwin. Big hug. See you soon.
Thank you, man.
Joe Reedy, you're up.
Hey, Derwin, you kind of, during the Super Bowl in the pregame, had a cameo with Todd, and then with the COVID commercials, you've gotten a little bit of a spot too. Just what does it mean to kind of now be one of the faces of the franchise and of the league?
It means a lot, just having the respect and the people that love me around the organization and just my teammates and my coach. It means a lot. And I just try to do my best every day to continue to grow and just make sure I'm staying out of trouble and make sure I'm doing what I need to do on and off the field.
And has Cam reached out to you about possible places in LA to scout for housing?
Oh, he already know about it because he trained out here. We got the same agency, so he trained out here pre-draft. So he was happy that he came back out here by the Rams. So I'm excited for him.
Okay, thanks, Derwin.
Yeah, no problem.
Jeff Miller, you're up.
Derwin, are you here in Southern California? Are you in Florida? Where are you right now?
No, I'm in Southern California. I'm here, man.
Okay. How confident are you that there's going to be a season?
I'm very confident. I don't know when, and I don't know who will be watching, but I'm very confident that it's going to be a season this year.
All right. Next up, Chris Harry.
Derwin, what's up, man? I wanted to ask you about this defense in 2020. What's the single thing that you guys need to improve upon from last year in an effort to win more games?
Takeaways. I feel like we got to get the ball. It's all about the ball, and I feel like just getting more takeaways. Last year was kind of down in the takeaway margin, but I feel like just getting more takeaways and getting the ball, whether it's interceptions or fumbles, sacks, fumbles, whatever, we just need to get the ball this year.
How do you guys do that? Is that a collective thing?
Yeah, collective.
With
Like I said,
it's
pass rush, rushing cover. It's everybody. It's a collective group. I feel like everybody got to work together, and I feel like this year we can get it done.
Appreciate it.
Next up, we got Jason Hirschhorn.
Hey, Derwin, most coaches will try to do what they can schematically in terms of personnel to get their best players on the field. And with the secondary now, at least on paper, so loaded, is there a chance that we see you more closer to the line of scrimmage, playing some roles that maybe you played at times in the past, but not as frequently as you might in the future?
Man, I surely hope so. Like I said, we haven't gone over that yet, but I surely hope so, to be able to move around. Just adding Chris, it lets me be more free. So I hope so.
Do you feel comfortable playing something that's more like a traditional linebacker role, maybe even coming off the edge? We saw you do that a little bit in December, but now theoretically they might be able to use you there more if they want to.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, man. I'm comfortable at linebacker, comfortable in the slot. I'm comfortable, man, everywhere on that field. So it don't really matter to me.
All right, thanks.
Next up, Omar Ruiz.
Hey, Derwin, good to see you happy and healthy, man.
How you doing, man? Good to see you, man.
Thank you. My question is, obviously you made an immediate impact when you arrived in the NFL. With this virtual offseason, what kind of tips or pointers or ways that you can bring along Kenneth to kind of help him maybe have a similar trajectory?
I don't know. It's going to be kind of different because, I had a little more advantage on him, coming in with rookie minicamp and just being able to go through those meetings and stuff with the coaches when the vets weren't there. So it's going to be a little different, especially learning the playbook, Gus's scheme. So I feel like it's going to be a little different, but I feel like he's a very intelligent kid, just from doing my research on him. He's very smart, and he's a leader. So I feel like it's going to be very easy for him to translate to this NFL.
Cool. Thank you.
Fernando Ramirez, back over to you.
Hey, Derwin, over the weekend or during the draft weekend, we saw you tweet out a lot about the guys that you guys were selecting. What did you think about the Joe Reed out of Virginia and KJ Hill? I know they're on the offensive side, but what did you think about those two selections?
Joe Reed, ACC football, I seen what he did against my nose a couple times, so I know he could play. If he do it against Florida State, he could do it against anybody. So I think Joe Reed is a very electric player. You can move him around. He's that chess piece on offense. I think he can even play some running back, in my opinion. But and then KJ Hill, I feel like he was a very underrated player. I mean, if you turn on the tape, he's the all-time leader reception at Ohio State. I feel like that speaks volumes, especially like a program like that with Michael Thomas, a lot of great receivers that it came out. So I feel like we drafted a lot of young guys, a lot of young good talent, and as you can see, I was very happy with the tweets.
Pop, you're up.
Hey, Derwin, I know that you mentioned that you haven't done a lot of talking about sort of what the defense is going to look like in next season, but General Manager Tom Telesco and Anthony Lynn sort of talked about being a little more aggressive on defense this coming year, perhaps blitzing more. Have they talked to you at all about that? And if the defense is blitzing more, how excited would you be about that possibility?
Nah, man, like I said, we ain't even went over that, man. Everything is just all back to the basics, man. And I feel like I'm excited no matter what we're doing, whether we're playing zone coverage, blitzing, man, zone, it don't matter. Whatever we're doing, I just want to be out there, man.
Just want football, huh?
Yeah, man.
Joe Reedy, back to you.
What has these virtual meetings been like on Zoom? And do you feel like with the playbook and kind of the whiteboard, you're getting as much on these meetings that you would be in a classroom?
Yeah, I do feel like it because I feel like it's the same thing, man. It's what you put your mind to, man. And I feel like the coaches are doing a great job illustrating what we need to go over. And I feel like everybody can see everybody. Everybody's very active in the meeting. So I feel like we're not just getting on there and just BS. And I feel like we're really taking advantage of it and we're really using it.
And do the virtual playbooks and having that stuff on the iPad too help out because they're able to get you the mashups and clip ups and everything and instruction?
Yeah, it feels the same, man. It's kind of weird, but it kind of feels like we're actually in meetings. So with coach going over it and them being able to put what we need to see on the screen. So I feel like it's good.
Okay, thanks.
Jeff Miller, you're up.
Derwin, when you think back to your rookie year, these guys now that are going through this, what are they going to miss with this weird off-season program? I mean, is it the physical stuff, mental stuff? I mean, when you went through it, what gains did you get early on that these guys are not going to get?
Like I said, the gains that I kind of got was just getting all those reps in the rookie minicamp. Those days that you're taking all the reps as the first team, as the starters, especially if you're an early pick, just getting out there and getting those reps and being in the classroom with the coaches. And then just not only that, doing the strength and the conditioning with our conditioning coach. I feel like that helped me a lot, getting my body in NFL's form because, your body adjusts a lot different from coming from college to the NFL. So I feel like just doing all that with the Chargers, I feel like it kind of helped me get a little head start going into my rookie season.